Crispy, yeah, that boy brisk me. Head to toe, I'm gleaming, yeah, I know they can't miss me. See a boy a mile away, my kicks is really hitting. Looking like that meme, then them boys really spitting. I just put a ISO logo on a damn sweater vest. I got little money, watching power, give us our respect. Damn, I be so fresh, and them boys be so clean too. Had them looking mad hard, damn, I didn't mean to, yeah.
Hello everyone, my name is Steven. I am a first year dental student and I'm here at my school, the University of Tennessee Health Science Center, for a little bit of filming. Don't know exactly what the format of this video is going to be, but I'm here in lab. I have Operative Lab today, so going to be cutting some preparations, working through our composite module for this class, and I figured I would film a little bit of a vlog. Like I said, don't really know what the format's going to be, but hope to show you a couple things that I do in lab today, and then we'll get into the rest of the day and see where the day takes us. So should be fun.
Lingual and gingival extension. You should be able to get the Time of the Explorer in there. Your buccal and lingual walls should be, you're going to move your exit angles out to improve the retention and the seal of the composite. So this is what you're going to do on tooth number 28, the one on the left, just a normal slot preparation. The one on the right.
Alright, so what I'm doing today in lab is cutting what we're calling composite slot preparations. And so essentially these are basically the proximal box of what we would call class 2. And we have to cut 2 of them. So distal side of 28 and 29 here. I'm going to point with this, maybe it would be a little better. So there's 28, here's 29. Cutting essentially a distal box in both of these teeth. And then I also have a couple of other projects to kind of finish up from past labs. So we'll see how much I can get done. So just like that, this first prep is cut, and you can see it right here. Just a little bit of a distal proximal box there. I needed to make sure that I got enough clearance. Got that one cut. And now I need to cut the same prep, essentially, smaller prep because it's a smaller tooth, on 28 here. Alright, so just like that, I've got both of these teeth prepped. I had to cut some retention grooves into 29, but 28 is finished as well. They're kind of hard to see from what I'm seeing from my camera, but it is time now to restore it. So I've got all of my restorative supplies over here. It's an absolute mess on my desk, as it always is. So I'm gonna get to filling these with some composite and hopefully show you what that looks like. All right, so after an entire lab of working, I was finally able to fill both 28 and 29. So in this entire 3-hour lab, I guess I finished 2 full prep and fills with composite. Composite's really difficult to work with, but I was able to get the job done. So hopefully you can see that there. And I was relatively successful.
You tell me when you want me to go. Right now? Right now?
We're rolling.
Alright, we're gonna do this again. You want me to just drop in there like that? Steven, I've told you this for many years. Make sure there's no enamel overhang and make it look like a tooth. It's simple. And cut straight lines. That's all I gotta say.
Everybody can do dentistry.
Everyone can do dentistry. Just be perfectly still with perfect posture and do it the rest of your life. Not a big deal.
All right. Okay. We back. All right, so I'm now home, obviously. And on my way home, I went to the store to grab some groceries because it is a new week. It's Monday and I don't really have any food here. So I figured since I had the groceries, I would go ahead and do a little grocery haul. So this is a few days worth of food, nothing too crazy, just gonna make a meal prep out of some of this stuff, and then the rest of it's just sort of snack related. So got some carrots here for salad. Got Got some spinach for salad. Got some oranges. There's like 4 oranges in here. Bunch of apples in here as well. Bunch of potatoes for my meal prep that I'm gonna be doing. Got some blueberries, of course. Some pico to add to eggs. Raspberries here. There's also some bananas at the bottom of the bag, but they're kind of down there, so I don't really want to mess with those. Got a little bit of the Dave's Killer Bread raisin bread, which I've actually never had before. Just wanted to get this to kind of snack on. I freaking love Dave's Killer Bread. I have their bread and their bagels all the time. Got some more eggs. I've got some in the fridge, but just want to always restock on those. Got some more coffee because I was out of coffee. So this is J. Brooks. This is a Memphis brand. Got to support the local coffee. Here's some light balsamic dressing for the salad. This is the main course for the meal prep. Just some classic ground beef. Pretty much the easiest meal prep you can ever do is ground beef, some baked potatoes, and whatever veggie floats your boat. Then I got some bacon here for the breakfast. And last but not least, I've got lunch for today, which is a little bit of barbecue pork tenderloin and some grilled broccoli. Then I got some basically mac and cheese here as well. A little bit of penne Alfredo to go for today's lunch. And this is all from Cordelia's Market, by the way. Little market in Memphis, fantastic place. So I'm gonna put all this away, get a little bit of food for lunch because it's like almost 1 o'clock and I got a full day of studying ahead of me, so that's pretty exciting. Alrighty, so look at that. That's a meal right there if I've ever seen one. Very hearty meal. So the lunch was amazing, and I wanted to just quickly note that I cook pretty often. I make meals pretty much every single day. I usually meal prep while I'm here in Memphis at school, but sometimes you just have to grab something that's quick and easy. So that's what I did today because I have a lot of work on my plate, and that's kind of what I wanted to get in with you real quickly. Also had to get the Hufflepuff mug here, the Cauldron mug out. Gotta rep the squad. All right, so I've been working through just sort of the organization for this exam, and I've put together a Notion page to kind of outline all of the lectures that are covered on this exam. So that's what I want to show you right now. Okay, so here is my Notion page for PAR 6. If you followed my videos before, you know that my school calls our exams PAR tests, so that's what this is. And this is the 6th exam of the semester. It's the last exam other than the final, so we'll have a cumulative final in June. So this is PAR 6, and I was pretty excited because at first I was like, there's only 4 subjects on this test. We integrate all of our subjects onto the same exam essentially, so we'll have multiple subjects represented, and instead of having exams every week, we essentially have one every month. So for this exam, I was like, sweet, 4 subjects, that's not too bad at all. As you can see here, physiology, craniofacial growth, Operative Dentistry 2, and neuroanatomy. Of course, when I went to actually put all of the lectures in to get this outline going, I realized how many lectures were actually on this thing. So physiology is really pretty significant here. There's a lot to get through for this. I'll do what I typically do, which is to go through the lectures and just make as many Anki cards as I see fit. Some of the lectures are gonna be longer than others, and some will need a little bit more attention to detail than others. This craniofacial growth, I've already finished all of this section, watching the lectures and making cards, so that's good. Operative Dentistry 2, this is actually one of the biggest exams this semester for this class, so I'm really gonna be focusing in on operative and neuroanatomy. Both of these classes I need to do well on this exam, so I'm gonna be starting actually today to get through. I've already made a few cards for resin materials, but I'll be beginning essentially the process of making these cards and then also hitting neuroanatomy. So really the process is make as many cards as I possibly can in as few days as possible, and then from that point on to the exam, I'll just be repping through my Anki cards, and hopefully I can do really well. So that's what I'm gonna do now. Okay, so I've been hard at work for hours now, and I've basically reached a point where I want to transition from school over to my job. I work for bootcamp.com. I've talked about that a lot on this channel, and I'll show you the setup here in a second. But essentially, I spent all of that time until 6 o'clock working on 2 lectures. So I did 1 lecture of operative, which covered resin materials, and then I did 1 lecture of neuroanatomy, which covered all of the details of the hypothalamus. So in all of that time, I essentially did 2 lectures, which doesn't seem like a ton. And for reference, in those 2 lectures, I made about 258 cards. So that just kind of shows you how many cards I make per lecture. It's a lot, it's a ton, and it's going to be a lot of studying considering how many lectures I have to go through, but that's just what dental school is all about. So I'm gonna transition into boot camp, and then tonight before bed, I'll probably try to go through as many of those 258 cards as I can. Okay, so I've done this before, but I wanted to show you my setup here for recording my video series for bootcamp.com. So if you don't know, I work for bootcamp.com developing a course in dental anatomy. So what I've got here is my presentation, which I've just been working on and creating, currently going through the mandibular second premolar. So I've got this whole presentation finished for mesial, distal, and occlusal aspects of the tooth. You can see that reflected down over here on the iPad. This is where I actually annotate and screen record for the videos. It looks super weird. And then you can see my MacBook over here, which is getting just wildly crowded. I have to clear out my desktop every couple of days because it just gets like this, and I don't really know what to do about that. So then as far as the recording setup goes, I have my Zoom H1N here. This records my audio, and this is my microphone arm, which the microphone's currently on the camera that I'm filming with now, so it would sit right here and then point towards my mouth, and that's how I speak into that. But the new addition is actually another one of these arms over here. So I got another one of these guys for my video light, you can obviously see right there. And the reason for that is because it just made a lot more sense. I used to stick a tripod back here in this space, and that was just getting really annoying. So now I have this arm, which I can move the light around if I want to, and it just works really, really well. So overall, you know, you do these things and you adapt your setup to what you need it to be. So friends, that's honestly going to do it for today. I spent a lot of time today at the desk preparing through my lectures and getting through making as many Anki cards as I could. And then I transitioned into my work for boot camp and got a bunch of work done there. And this is pretty much a typical day in my life. If you've seen my videos before, you might be seeing an emerging pattern. Today was slightly different, and then we had lab first, and so I was able to kind of change the format of the video a little bit. But generally speaking, my days are all pretty similar, which leads me to the point of finding a routine in your day. Find what works for you, find what things allow you to function the best, and what things allow you to succeed within each individual day, and then capitalize on those things. Try to do them over and over again and get proficient at them. I will say the one part about this video that I'm kind of upset about is that I had a really nice long shot of me cutting my preps in Operative Lab this morning, and for whatever reason my camera just did not want to focus on it, and so it's a complete disaster of a shot. And this is something that happens to video creators. You don't always get the shot that you wanted to get. And other than that, the vlog might be slightly strange, slightly different, but I hope it gave you a good sense of what a day in the life of a dental student is like, and specifically what a day in my life as a dental student is like. As I always say in my videos, I truly can't tell you how much I appreciate each and every one of you who watch these videos. I put a lot of my heart and soul into this content, and I appreciate when you guys reach out and tell me that you enjoyed it and tell me that it inspired you along your dental journey, because that was my original goal when I set out and started this YouTube channel. If you want to see more, please let me know in the comments, and I will get back to filming and let you know more about what my life entails. But pretty much everything else is just like, comment, subscribe, do all the YouTube stuff. And as I always say, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.